artist Gilles Peltier has found a way to create works based on nature in a way that would have been literally unthinkable 100 years ago.
Lorsque je marchais le long d'une rivière.
Gilles and Huguette Peltier are a gentle and charming couple from Quebec who not only share intimate moments at their home in Naples, with Gilles serenading Huguette with the latest song he's composed about nature and idealistic love, but in business where she acts as the artistic manager for the acrylic sculptures which Gilles carves and paints. Gilles works at home in his attached studio, where he spends 6 hours each day on his creations before going fishing. His avocation, where he also gathers ideas for his sculptures.
I was interested in birds, while I was in business, and I was a hunter, but not a very good one. Most of my work are wildlife. I'm a wild man. I love nature, and every time I see a bird, and every time I go fishing with some friends, there is a tree, there is a trunk, there is a bird standing on it, and it gave me the good ideas. So my specialty is really wildlife.
A self-taught goldsmith by trade, Gilles discovered the medium for his work in an unusual way.
One day, this thing happened to me just by mistake. I was sitting on my bench, working on a ring to set a diamond on, and the tool that I'm using fell on a plexiglass display, make a scratch on. And from that scratch, I decided to do something. So I took 10 years to perfect all the tools that I need for that, and to perfect the technique by itself, and to find a way to set the color into the sculpture. And here I am today, after 22 years, making my living with my pieces.
Gilles keeps different sizes and widths of plexiglass acrylic sheets from 1 inch to 4 inches in his studio. He then cuts the shape he wants and sands and polishes the edges. Recently, he's begun adding texture on the sides by using a chisel.
I'm going to do the first sanding with the first grit. I'm going to do one part only, because we cannot do the whole thing. Now we're going to do some buffing here. And to do the buffing, I'm using this Tripoli that we call. It's the same one that we use in jewelry. You have to be careful not to push too much, otherwise you will burn and ruin your surface. You see, now you can almost see through. Very gently, and then you pushing on your piece less and less until you just barely touch the piece, and then you end up with that beautiful texture. Now you can see through. As you go along with your carving on the edge, and if you feel that some of the parts are very sharp, you might use a flame or there you go. And then I'm going to use the torch and go just a little bit like that, and that's going to take, there you go, it's very smooth now, so no danger to get cut or whatever.
When he carves into the block, Gilles uses many different types of bits and drills. Some are dental drills, and some are ones he's developed himself. He usually does a quick sketch on the block to give him an idea of where to position his carving into the piece.
Now I'm doing the texture, before we put the paint. You see, the cardinal has a very, very fine texture on his peel. So that's what I'm doing now with the bit that I'm using.
It's fascinating to watch Gilles carve inside the block. Nothing has been inserted. He works from the back and the bottom of the blocks, which requires dexterity as well as precision in each movement. Color is added a layer at a time and then partially removed to create subtle, realistic blendings. Gilles uses brushes, drill bits, and pipe cleaners for painting. The final step is the making of the bases.
As you see, in order to get a base like the one we are just looking, so I'm using 3 pieces that I glue together, and then we cut the edges with 35 degrees angle, and then we have to sand it and then polish it, and then I'm doing this. I sign the piece always on the base with the drill I'm using, so the signature is carved, and then I put paint in it with my finger.
The other part of this artistic team is Huguette, Gilles' beautiful wife. Every artist can benefit when a spouse takes on the organization and selling aspects of an artistic endeavor.
Gilles and I have been working together for the last 20 years, since he started being an artist. And I decided, I guess, to help him with all the paperwork and everything that it entails apart from the artistic work itself. I decided then to put a list of all the customers that we are going to have and keep in touch with them, because I find that it's really the best marketing that you can get for an artist is to let know of your customer, to your customer, what we are going to do next.
Artists must be resourceful in order to sell their work. Some feel they are like wandering artistic gypsies.
The way we sell our pieces is through art shows, mainly outdoor art shows on the street. Some of those shows are held here in Naples. Of course, wintertime is the best way to do it is stay in Florida. But summertime, of course, there's nothing much here. It's too hot, so you have to go up north. So between let's say beginning of April and end of December.
Gilles has won many ribbons at these shows, and he proudly displays them in his home, along with examples of his work which is ready to be taken to the next show. No 2 pieces are ever alike, although he may repeat a theme. His attention to detail and the majestic essence of the wildlife he captures is awe-inspiring, and each piece invites you to look more closely. Nature is held in a time warp, where you can delight with a sense of wonder at her visual abundance. Gilles is now doing colorful fish frozen in an acrylic sea.
Every time you sell a piece and you meet those people, I know that what I'm doing, it's I put a little bit of myself in their places, in their home. It's my soul a little bit, so the piece has to be perfect.
Gilles' carving into acrylic has produced lasting moments of beauty for those who collect his work. He and Huguette make a dynamic duo of the team. Please look for them in Marco, on Sanibel, and on Fifth Avenue in Naples.